Welcome all my home buyers out there. My name is Omar Pineda, your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and today we are in the city of Leander, Texas, in a community called Hawks Landing, and the builder we're looking at today is Brightland Homes. Now, this home that we're seeing is still available, and you could be yours today. This is a one-story. It's called the Tulane Floorplan. It's 3 beds, 2 baths. It has a home office, 2-car garage, 2,400 square feet, and it's starting from $539,000. That's the price of this floor plan if you're starting out base price. The actual price for this home, since it is still available, give me a second here, is $624,990. Now you can see just how quickly it can go up from the base price because there are some home upgrades here that they've included. Now, this is a quick move-in ready home. So if this checks some of the boxes, then let's definitely let's tour this community and see if we like it enough, or if not, we could find another thing in a surrounding community, because there's so many new construction happening in Leander, and I know we can find the right fit for you. So that fireplace was definitely an upgrade. And you could see as soon as we walked in through the foyer, you're kind of greeted with the great room and the casual dining space where you would, have your sit-down meals. Huge walk-in pantry. This is a gas community, so you're going to have that 5-burner stove. One thing I noticed is that the cabinetry in the kitchen, in the bathrooms, I've noticed that sometimes builders, in order to kind of save cost, they'll kind of be a little bit cheaper when it comes to the cabinetry. But in this floor plan with this builder, they did not spare that expense. So here now we're kind of in the back part of the house. We're in the owner's suite, and here now we're walking into the owner's bath. I kind of like when they do I don't like when it looks like the standalone tub. I like having that kind of edge around it so you can put your things. So I like what they did there. Here's the one massive walk-in closet. There's only just one, but you can see there's three coat racks. So plenty of space. This is almost the size of a bedroom, but it's just one walk-in closet. I love how the builder incorporated the full body mirror there. And again, you have his and her sinks. You have a nice walk-in shower. So a very spacious owner's bath. Again, this is 2,400 square feet. So you're going to have walk-in closets, not for all the bedrooms, but for some of the bedrooms. And you can just see how oversized the owner's suite is with the owner's bath. Again, notice that these wall of windows, you cannot open them from the inside. You can in the bedrooms, but not in where the living room is. So here we're walking towards the mudroom. Very spacious mudroom. Usually the mudrooms are so small and tiny, but I like how that's a proper size mudroom. So you can have space to actually work around stuff. 2-car garage. This one's nice because it does come with the garage door opener already. I didn't get a chance to go up into the attic space, but that was already left down when I was touring this home. So someone definitely checked it up for storage. Here's the utility room right outside the garage, adjacent from the mudroom. Very spacious. Here's going to be a nice little coat room. Standard. And then towards the front half of the house where we're going are the additional 2 bedrooms and the bath. But before we get there, here's the home office. This is the home office that's right at the front entrance. You have the beautiful French doors, that nice large window so you get a lot of natural light. I usually like how they have the home offices towards the front of the house. What do we think about that? Do we like that? And then across the foyer are the 2 additional bedrooms with that shared bath. So a few facts about the community. There's only 65 opportunities left. The tax rate is 2.02. That's not the best. That's not the worst. It's right in the middle. $39 a month. That's a little bit on the lower end. So that's a big plus. There's no amenity pool or amenity center. You're just going to have these pocket parks and walking trails. But I think what makes up for that is the proximity to Divine Lake Park. You can walk there, you can ride your bike there. It is very close to this community. And at the end of this video, I have a drone shot where you can see exactly how close that is. And again, a big selling point is this community does belong to the Leander ISD, which is a huge draw. Leander and Liberty Hill, very huge demand for those cities because of how good and highly rated the schools are. So here's that second bath that would be shared between the 2 bedrooms, and probably like if you're having guests, this is the bathroom that they would use because this is a 3-bed, 2-bath floor plan. Little linen closet. Okay, we're going to work our way towards the back of the house. Now you'll notice that this floor plan actually has solar panels. In the beginning phases of, I'm not quite sure when they stopped doing this, but when I asked the salesperson, because I noticed that when I was flying my drone, I'm like, hey, does it come standard for all the homes here in this community for the solar? She's like, and she told me no, it was towards in earlier phases, but they're not doing that with the new homes that they're building now. So that's definitely a plus on buying sooner rather than later, because this one comes with solar. And notice that all 4 sides of this home has masonry, where it's some type of form of brick or stone, which is always a plus. That's good for resale value. Decent sized backyard, not the biggest, but if that's not a big deal breaker for you, then this lot would work. You can see that on both sides they are going to be building, so you're going to have a little bit of noise there because on both sides they're building. But here is Divine Lake Park. You can see the trail, how it connects to this community. So you can bike here, you can walk your dog here. I think that's a huge draw, having that kind of close proximity. Now, typically that conservation lake back there is more full than it is now, and people actually go fishing, although I wouldn't recommend eating the fish. People go paddleboarding there. So when it is full, it will look, you're going to have that very close to this community. And you could just see just how nice, you have nice paved trails that can get you there. And again, there's only 65 opportunities left, and then they're completely sold out. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but if you're really if we're looking at your criteria and you are very specific about you want your house to face a certain direction, or you want the primary and an additional bedroom to be on the first floor, then that's when that 65 can easily dwindle down to like maybe a handful of choices. So it'll behoove you to just to look and reach out sooner rather than later to see if you want to be in Leander, you want to be in this part of Leander, right? Because Hawks Landing, I feel like, is more on the west side of Leander, so it's a little bit less busier in terms of traffic, which I think is going to be another big plus for this community. And if you drive around at the earlier phases, you could just see how all the homes it's just a curb appeal. You definitely feel the value when you're driving through this community on just the level of homes that they've built here, right? On the low end, it's on the low 500s all the way up to the 800,000s that I'm seeing across this community. So definitely not your most affordable home, but you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. And you can kind of see here the solar panel that's going to come up. There we are. So what should you do? Oh, before we get into what you should do, let me share my screen really quick because I wanted to show you something. So here is my MLS. And what I really wanted to show you was that everything that you see with the red C, that's what's been closed and what they've been selling. And they've been selling consistently since, I think when I ran this report, it was only for the last 90 days. So let's see here. For the month of July, they had 2, 4, 5. They sold 5 homes. And for June, they sold 4 homes. And for May, they sold 2 homes. And in April, they sold 1. So you can see they've been consistently selling every month, which I would say is more in the minority because a lot of builders and in a lot of these communities haven't been selling consistently, right? Because again, they're trying to find this nice price point where people can afford it. And that it's all dependent on demand, supply, and the location of where the homes are. But Leander, Liberty Hill are very highly sought out areas because of the school district, because there's lots of things to do around in both cities. But let me see here. So if they continue to have this pace of selling a few each month, and that 65 can easily be done by probably this time next year, right? So that's something I wanted to show you. I also wanted to show you, you see these numbers, 34,000, 30,000, 30,000, 20,000. Brightland Homes is, when I ran my reports, are being very generous with their financial incentives, the flexible cash that they're offering to buyers. If you could close within a certain time frame and meet the offer, there's definitely a lot of negotiating room there on how much you can get, and depending on what floor plan we're looking at. Okay, that's where we can talk in a lot greater detail during our consultation, so we can see, because there is a strategy here. You just don't ask for it. You have to tell them. You have to negotiate why you deserve that much, and that's where a real estate agent comes into play, because I have access to this data, and I look at it and organize it in a way where I know exactly what's happening in this community. So that's something to keep something in the back of your mind, right? I think I really want you to fall in love with the floor plan first, then fall in love with the community second, and then we can figure out the numbers with the financial incentives last. Because if you can see here, you'll notice, and so here's Hawks Landing. Hawks Landing is, hang on, I lost my place. It's going to be here. Okay, yeah, I was here. This is Hawks Landing. This is where Brightlands Homes is looking at. This is where we were just at. This is the area. Here's Divine Lake Park. So we were kind of over here. This is like the last phase. Over here where Lazy Grove Bend is and Sunny Ridge Drive. These were the homes that we were looking at. And here's Divine Lake Park. So you notice how Leander is kind of like right here. And so we're on like the west side of Leander. And this is definitely a lot quieter. I actually like this. If you want to be in a quiet area, very like low traffic, then this is, I think, all the builders here on the west side of Leander is going to be your best bet. Now you can see you have DR Horton out here. You have MI Homes. So there's so much competition around Hawks Landing, right? So that's why I'm confident that whatever the incentives are, we can get them to match it, or they're not going to let that be a reason why we lose out on going with their community. Trust me on that, because there's so much competition, and I keep track of all these builders in this area. So that's something to really keep in mind. This is off Hero Way, right? And Hero Way will take you to 183. So if you got to go to work and you have to go south, then you can use the 183 to get to downtown, to get to Palmer Lane or the Domain, where a lot more of the tech corporate offices are. So you have that. And again, one thing about Leander is it was one of the fastest growing cities during the pandemic. And a lot of people from out of state moved here because of how toply rated the schools were, and just if you drive around Leander, you'll see it's not super fast paced. There are things to do here. And they're only adding to it. There's the North Line that they're still building. It's under construction. It's going to be this multi-use development it's going to be like the new downtown for Leander. So that's going to be really, really cool, because I think it's right here actually, somewhere in this area. North Line, Horizon Lake. I don't think I marked it for this one, but it's going to be in this general area. So you're going to be within 15 minutes for sure. So what should you do next if you want to tour this home or tour this community? Then I'll have all my information linked in the description, so we can get some in contact. I would love to do like a virtual discovery call first, so we can get that face-to-face time, and that way we can go over your criteria, we can go over your timeline, and we can see how I can be a best value to you. But if you're local to Austin, even better, let's meet up in person. I love the face-to-face in terms of communication. And that way we can come up with the game plan, right? Because there's a lot of new construction in Leander and it's the surrounding cities. And depending on what you're looking to get out of your home, what you're looking to get out of the community, if you want a very active community or if you just want a very quiet community, all the communities are different and they all kind of have their own value propositions. And that's where I come in, because if you look at my YouTube channel, I visit a lot of new builds and I do all my home tours, meaning that I record my content, I fly my drone, I do my editing. So that's how I'm able to turn off these videos very quickly on a weekly basis so you don't miss out. Which brings me to my next points. If you want to keep up with all things new construction here in the Austin area, subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out. Sometimes I'm dropping videos that have these insane incentives just for that weekend, if you can close, or maybe for that month. And those are all time sensitive. So if you subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell, you won't miss out. And for my buyers, I almost forgot about you, that are maybe not 30 to 60 days ready to buy. Maybe you're 90 days plus from being able to buy a home, then let's still talk. I think having the luxury of time is as a good thing. That way we can figure out exactly what hurdles or barriers are preventing you from getting there a little bit quicker, right? And if chances are, if it has to just do something with credit repair, I have amazing credit repair people I work with. And that's another point I wanted to say. I don't work alone. I surround myself with very smart people in mortgage lending, in home insurance, in credit repair. That way we figure out the numbers, and that way you have a very good picture of what your monthly mortgage is going to look like with all your expenses. That way you can budget accordingly, and that way I don't want you to feel house poor where all your money is going to the mortgage, right? That's why getting a good solid picture of what the numbers are going to look like with my team, and then seeing how that works with your budget, right? That's another thing. I don't want you to be house poor. I want you to fall in love with the floor plan. I want you to fall in love with the community. We can figure out the financial incentives later, because that's something I can eat. I'm very confident I can negotiate on your behalf, and that way we can get you into a brand new home, and get across the finish line together. Okay, so I'll have all my information linked in the description. Feel free to schedule a consultation or text me on my number, and let's see if we can get you into a Brightland home or maybe a different community. I do new construction all over Williamson County, and I know we can find something that definitely checks all your boxes. So I really appreciate you for watching. Again, my name is Omar Pineda. I'm your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and I'll catch you in the next one.